people with, just wanting to be able to vent about what they're going through.
That's what this is about. That's what it's about. And we want to connect our worlds because we got these borders up and we're dealing with the same issues,
Exactly.
So, Angie, are you going to sit down? Hey, guys, palms up. This your girl. As we promised you, we on the scene. We came out on location in Baltimore, rain, sun, or shine. We're going to bring you this word. So I am here with the beautiful, newly ministered Angela Valentine, and she does outreach. We're here at the, what is the name of the?
Penn North.
We're at the Penn North
North Avenue in
Station.
Baltimore.
Penn North Station
21217.
in Baltimore. And I'm sitting here with Angie, who's got a couple of her colleagues on the street, on the ground. They tell me that outreach today has been very effective. We're going to talk to them a little bit about what their outreach is about, and maybe they can help us understand what many of us understand in the D.C. area. Ann, are you coming on the Palms Up show this week? Sorry about that. Hey guys, we're on the ground, so anything goes, and we're not sure where this conversation is going to take us this week, but I want you guys to know that we got to get out from behind these cameras, get out off these telephones and social media, and start talking to our community and mixing it up and understanding that it's a bigger situation, bigger mission out here. So Angie's got some friends with her. Are any of your friends going to be on camera with you today?
Come on, Dr. Ted.
Why don't you pull up some of the chairs for the gentlemen so we can get a conversation going. Hey guys, it's your girl, Palms Up. Give us a minute while we get in place. We're here at the Penn Station in Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah, Penn North.
Penn North is what they call it.
Yeah.
Tag your friends in Baltimore and let them know that Healthy DC and the Palms Up show.
Yeah.
There's our Overseer Coles. Hey, Overseer Coles, how's it going?
Doing okay.
Hey guys, I want you to know that Miss Valentine, Angela Valentine, many of you know her from social media, has been out here doing God's work, and she's brought some soldiers along with her. I'm going to ask her to introduce us to her soldiers in just a minute, but I just wanted you guys to consider something. I wanted you guys to consider the fact that we're dealing with the drug crisis, right? A drug epidemic in many of our communities. That's nothing new, right? We've been dealing with this for a while. But when you consider the fact that in many of our communities we've got HIV rates that are higher than the national average, end-stage renal disease, what am I talking about? The kidney failures that many folks in our community deal with, which puts them on dialysis in many cases, and sometimes they don't get that kidney transplant and their lives are in jeopardy. Guys, it's real out here in our communities, but I don't have to tell you about it. Because we are so honored to be on the ground in Baltimore, Maryland, in communities just like many of the communities that many of us come from in the Washington, D.C. area. We've got undiagnosed and diagnosed mental health. We've got the reality of chronic respiratory diseases. All the stuff we talked about in the COVID-19 era that we're still dealing with. Heart disease, cancer, stroke, you name it. But on top of all of that, many of us are familiar with the drug epidemic in our communities. In my personal testimony, I am a daughter of a soldier, daughter of the military, but I am also the daughter of drug addiction as well as schizophrenia. So many of us have stories coming out of these communities. And guys, you hear oftentimes that only we can save us. That is so true, and I'm sure in Angela's testimony today and talking to her colleagues, we're going to understand some of the soldiers that are right here on the ground doing the work, because we want to do something different. We want to bring about change, but in order to bring about change, Palms Up, we've got to be able to talk about this tough stuff. So Angie, talk to me a little bit about who you got with you and who's sitting beside you to your left and your outreach today. You tell me over here at the Penn North Metro, you've had a wonderful outreach. What was your outreach today consisting of? Well, first of all, tell them who you are and tell them the name of your outreach.
Okay, my name is Minister Angela Valentine. I am under Overseer Dr. Ann Coles to my right. Also, Ma, the chaser. She chased me at the church Sunday. Okay, I am also the CEO of the Billionaire Girls Women's Club out of Baltimore. I'm a minister over Maryland, D.C., and Virginia. Today my outreach is about overdose of addiction of fentanyl. It has touched home here in Baltimore. We have had to funeralize 2 people in the month of August and 2 young family members. I'd rather not say names because of confidentiality. Today, and my guests are Dr. Ted Sutton.
How you doing?
Your guest is Dr. Ted Sutton.
Ted Sutton.
Hi, Dr. Ted Sutton.
Hey, how you doing?
Welcome
How
to
you
the
doing?
Palms Up Show. And just for a brief explanation, Palms Up to us just means what we do in our regular everyday life. We can all do something. We can all roll our sleeves up, put our palms up, praising to God, and He's in control and making sure that we're helping folks in our community. You know, when we hear a good word and we say word, you know, in our community, when we out here doing this work on the ground as real as it is, sometimes we just got to give it up to God. Palms up, you know, because we're seeing some stuff out here. So our Palms Up show are dedicated to everyday heroes such as yourself. I know you got a history, and I know you've been out here on this ground doing the work.
Everybody need water? Y'all need water?
Palms Up show highlights folks just as yourself. And guys, I just want you to know before Mr. Sutton speaks, it's the Palms Up show, and we on location, so you never know what we're going to hear or see. But I want you to know that this word is real. We ask that you please share the feed so that we can get into some real talk today. We're talking to Angela Valentine's guest, Mr. Ted Sutton. Mr. Sutton, Angie was talking about the overdose deaths in the Baltimore area as it relates to fentanyl. I would imagine you've seen quite a bit out here on the streets. Why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are? I know you got a fantastic story. And palms up to you, and nice to meet you, and welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here. Well, I'm Dr. Ted Sutton. I'm founder of Men Against Murder and also the People Can Change Ministries. And my whole thing is just a message of hope that God can turn a mess into a miracle. So when I share with people is that when you look at me, what you see is struggle wrapped in strength, because I don't look like what I've been through.
Okay.
And so even though I had, parents that was in the church and civil rights leaders, I gravitated to my godfather, who was Little Melvin Williams from American Gangster, and I was known as Crazy Ted, who carried a sawed-off shotgun. But God changed that entire thing around when I ended up giving my life to Christ in the Mitchell Courthouse building, 2nd floor, 4th bathroom stall, 10 minutes before I was to get sentenced to 15 years. And when they changed that situation, when they dismissed all charges on me, which I'm still amazed. Thank you, Lord. Only God can do it.
Palms up. That's right.
When they dismissed all charges on me, I went out and dedicated, because I realized the worst thing that could ever happen to you is for you to fall in love with something that don't love you back.
That's right.
And I was under the misconception that the streets had love for me. And so, so I look and I share the message, that don't be born an original and die a copy.
That's
because
right.
some people are trying to copy and be something that they really are not.
Isn't that
and so
the truth?
for me, it ended up, so I tell them, I don't want you to stop being a hustler. I want you to change the product. I want you to go just as hard as you in the streets, on the other side. I had to tell the people in the church, look, I wasn't a mediocre sinner, so I refused to be a mediocre saint.
I know,
There's no
that's
way
right.
for me to just sit in the back and not share my testimony of what God has done for me. And when they dismissed all charges on me, and I had even chosen what jail I was going to go to. I said, I don't want to go to Eastern Shore, don't want to go to Hagerstown, send me to Jessup. I had even chosen the jail. And when they dismissed all charges on me, they had to put me out of the courtroom. But the judge said, I hope I don't never see you like this again. And I said, Your Honor, you will never see me like this again. And I went out and got my bachelor's degree, my master's degree, my doctorate degree. I started transitional housing for young men to get out of gangs, independent living program, young men aging out of foster care, recording studio for young people. I wrote the book Temporarily Insane, another one From Pain to Power. I became a consultant for the show Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
Awesome.
And then I started helping young men to get out of gangs all around the country.
That's right.
Bloods in California, Crips in Little Rock, Arkansas,
That's
Vice
right.
Lords, Gangster Disciples in Chicago, Junior Black Mafia, Philadelphia, Ninth Ward Boys in New Orleans, the 515 Boys in London, the Johnsons, the Burgers in the UK, the East Side Boys in Zimbabwe, the Americans in South Africa, Johannesburg, the Rasta Boys, Montego Bay, and I happen to be this weekend just coming back from working with the Insane Vice Lords in Jackson, Mississippi, and then I also was speaking with on a platform with Cornel West and Tabby Smiley and you know, some others about change. So
awesome.
you know,
Brother, take a breath and take a bow so we can give you some accolades.
Thank you.
Guys, I tell you, if you want to know the definition of soldier, you just heard it, guys. And I tell you, everybody can do something. You heard Brother Sutton say that he was on the platform speaking with Dr. Cornel West. Want to give him his props and shout out. If you don't know, you need to know. He's in that presidential race.
Yes,
don't tell me we
yes,
can't make a change out here. It's great out here in Baltimore talking to
People
one of our soldiers.
Yes.
People can change is what he said, and that's some real talk. Hey guys, it's your girl, Palms Up. We are on the ground in Baltimore. We're going to come back to our brother Sutton. I want to talk to my Queen Angela for just a minute, and there's our overseer over there. Palms Up, overseer. I know that's right. Hey guys, WBAL-TV says that per CDC, Baltimore City's health department indicates that there are at least 174 drug overdoses per 100,000 people in Baltimore a year. And they also, as you compare that to DC's rate, DC is 77 per 100,000. So you already realize that Baltimore almost doubles, if not it does double, more than doubles DC rate. And that's why it's important that we come out here on the ground and talk to folks, everyday folks that look just like you and I, that are going through same type of understanding. Guys, when we talk about this mental health outreach, talking about that mental health is real, it's important to understand that we have the right conversations with our people. Drug addiction is just that. It's an addiction, and it is a medical challenge that many are dealing with. So when we have stigmas and we judge what we don't know and what we don't understand, my father, a beautiful man, beautiful soldier, suffering with PTSD, but he didn't know, and we lost him to his heroin addiction. And these are the types of folks that we see every day, that Angie is seeing every day in the streets of Baltimore. I want you to know that opioids, if you didn't know, opioids are substances that have produced morphine-like effects. So when we start talking about fentanyl, it's important to understand opioids. You can't talk about fentanyl without talking about opioids. And then did you know about the new thing, the xylazine? And what do they call it? Trank is the, what do they call it, street name? And then I want to know if you know anything about smack. You know anything about horse out there, brown sugar, junk, black tat, Big H, hillbilly heroin? Do I have your attention yet? That lean or that purple drink, the Oxycontin, sip and stir. Yeah, we're talking about all of it. We're talking about all of it because it's important that we as a community rise up. We can't change the status quo if we don't educate ourselves. We can't change the status quo if we're not willing to be accountable. See, everybody on every other corner's got something to say about the other one, but the reality is that our folks are dying, guys. Our folks are dying. This drug addiction is real. Hey, Angie, talk to me a little bit about what you're seeing on the ground. What was your outreach like about? What do you offer in your outreach?
Well, in my outreach out here, each and every day, I offer them hope and strength. I pray for them. I tell them you can give yourself a chance. You don't have to go out here each and every day in the struggle. Because at one time, I was there, but I have never been to that extreme. I can say that because when I first came to Baltimore 20 years ago, I came from a program.
What kind of program did you come from?
A drug program.
Did it work for you, in your opinion?
Oh yeah, because when I came here 20 years ago, I came straight from Emmitsburg, Maryland, to 16 South Poplarton Street, BBH Pastor Sutton. And I went straight to the yard, straight to a house. I was a house manager the next day.
Okay, let's break this down and let's be real. We're talking about drug addiction.
Drug addiction.
What would you like folks to understand about
to let them understand, if you want to live, it's up to you. Put it down. Don't put it in you, because you're going to die. It's either stop doing it or you're going to end up in the daggone morgue. One or the other. They're going to bury you because they stepping on it. You're not getting the real stuff today.
What you talking about? Come on, educate our audience. I don't assume they understand that slang. What they stepping on? What they stepping on?
It ain't no cocaine no more. They're making stuff in the kitchen. It's not cocaine. They're giving you soap. They're giving you whatever they want to put together, and they're putting it in a baggie, and they're giving it to you. You don't know if it's roach spray, fentanyl, mixing with whatever they find in their mama cabinet. And they giving it to you and you're dying. You ending up at John Williams, Vaughn Green, Howell, Colton Douglas Funeral Home. You're ending up dead. We just seen it 2 weeks ago.
I appreciate that, and we're hearing that across America. We're seeing it every day. Guys, what you hear Angela talking
Even they
about...
make you press pills.
What you hear
They're
Angela talking about is the reality of fentanyl. Fentanyl being a very strong opioid. When you say how strong is it, 50 times stronger than heroin, 100 times stronger than morphine. Have we got your attention yet? And in many cases, these drugs, they don't cure the pain. You know, they just help you manage in some cases. And as you hear Angie talking about, people need hope. People need to understand that there is a way to end it. But if we've got stigma and we're talking and pointing our finger and we're not understanding what the reality is of many that are going through, then how can we be helpful? Angie, talk to me about the population. Are you seeing more women, more men? Are you seeing children?
More babies.
You're seeing babies?
Babies.
Well, how do you
Babies.
define babies?
When I define babies, because right now, because of HIPAA and clause, it's more 5 and under in the funeral.
Wow. You're telling me that up here you're seeing
it's in the funeral.
5-year-old
5 and under in the funeral home.
from drug overdose.
Overdoses, picking up their mama stuff because their mama like that. They daddy like that.
Palms up, palms up. Let's
Okay.
bring Overseer into this conversation. Palms up to you, Overseer. You with us this week, aren't you? Give me that palms up, why don't you? Come on, come on. We got to do this. God blesses us to be here, and so we draw on that strength. I want to know from you, what are you hearing when you hear Angie talk about seeing babies 5 years and under in the funeral home? It's worse. It's horrible to see any of our folks.
It's
But
real.
when you start talking about 5 years and under, what comes to mind for you?
For a child that age to get hold to it, I have to put it on the parents, not being responsible. But again, with this chemical-induced drug, back in the day it was pure. It was pure drugs. Now you got this chemical stuff where they're just mixing any and everything. So it's altering not just the mental, but the behavior. When I speak to people, they really don't care. They're looking for a way out, and sometimes it means sacrificing the children because they're not watching them. It's like Angie said, once they get the dose, and the kids are running loose and just grabbing anything. And today, the way the drugs are packaged, it look like candy.
Yeah.
And the kids don't know the difference. They just see something, a pretty cuddle, put it in their mouth, and it's too late.
Well, that goes back to what we talked about at the start of the show, which is the reality that there are so many things plaguing our community. And don't you think for 1 minute that big corporation isn't going to package it to make sure that we get the brunt of it? They're going to make sure those drugs look like candy. They're going to look for the menthol understandings in our community because they understand that we gravitate towards these understandings.
Well, we got to forget, it's bigger than corporations. If we want to be real, it started at the Hill, Capitol Hill. It starts there because it's money.
And the money comes
And
from
the
the
money
corporations.
comes
right?
from Capitol
The
Hill,
money-
and they violate.
corporations and lobbyists get the folks at Capitol Hill in their pockets.
I'm sorry,
They
but I
pay
say
them
it's
all.
Capitol Hill because Capitol Hill have the power to allow this stuff to come from out of the country.
Yeah, you're right.
It's
From what I
manufactured
understand,
from out of the country.
you're right. From what I understand with fentanyl, China is the primary
Yes.
source. And the reality is that there are a whole lot of folks getting rich off our folks' demise. And so we're coming out here to talk about it. In order to change it, we got to be able to talk about it. There are many of you that sit behind these cameras and don't even come out and have conversations with folks. Yeah, it's great to feed them. It's great to clothe them. But what are we going to do to change their life, right? What are we going to do to help save them? And that is the reality. How do we get them from point A to point Z? Can we adopt the situation? Do we just come out on Tuesdays and don't worry about them the rest of the week? Guys, this is real out in these streets. And when we start talking about what somebody else is not doing, let's look in our own backyards. What are we doing? And that is the reality of it. I want to come back to my brother Sutton, and I want to ask him about this trank that's on the street, this xylazine. I understand that CDC, Center for Disease Control, says that at least 80% of the opioids that they're testing have trank mixed in them. So they're telling us you can't pretty much go anywhere without finding trank. We understand that Anthony Brown, the Office of Attorney General for Maryland, is asking Congress to pass a Combating Illicit Xylazine Act. When I talk about xylazine and we talk about it being a tranquilizer for animals, what did I understand that to be? Cattle and horses, animals that we herd. And now that we understand that this has made its way into our drug population, are you finding yourself familiar enough that this is something that you're also concerned about? I mean, they tell me that it's flesh eating. Has this crossed your radar at all? Just wondering.
Actually, it is. I normally was dealing with helping young men and women to get out of gangs and that population, but I found that the drug epidemic has really affected all of us. And the key piece is for people to be able to share their testimonies with people who are going through it now, and not in a judgmental way.
Right.
I'm looking at these, I mean, these are my people.
That's right.
I'm here, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at him, I'm like, you know, I remember you from back in the day. Or you used to be down Odell's, you used to be down Pascal's, you used to be down the Underground, you used to be up Mondawmin. And so I remember when they looked sharp. They used to have those Adidas sweatsuits on and everything. So the thing is that I still see that person. We just gotta be able to share, you know, with them that there's life beyond mistakes. Yeah, I know you made a mistake. Yeah, you got kind of caught up. But all you gotta do is make a decision that you want change. And if you make a decision, because see, I can't fight the battle for you, but if you want to fight, you want change, I'll fight with you. I'm gonna fight with you, you know, and because you have to also remember, some of them have burned bridges with family members and different people. So the same support system that's supposed to be there for them hasn't been there for them, but they still holding them accountable for not getting clean. So my thing is that so if the people stay, if the people that's your family stay in the house and don't come and get you, and the people in the church who's supposed to come and get you don't come out and get you, you know what I'm saying? You know, and you got some who have been poverty pimps and culture vultures, and they've been, you know, opportunists on the community, as opposed to going out here and just sitting down with somebody having a sandwich with them, like saying, look, check this out, I ain't gotta preach a whole message with you. I'm saying God can change his situation today. All you gotta do is one. And you looking at a person right now who had my house raided. I don't look like I had my house raided. I don't look like I was in court looking at 15 years. I don't look like I was carrying a sawed-off shotgun up and down Park Heights and down East Baltimore, West Baltimore. But you're looking at the new improved version of what God did for me. And I think that we can share that message. Real simple. It don't take all day to see sunshine. If you could just send that message, somebody gonna hear you. Somebody gonna hear you. You know what I'm saying? And that comes with love, not judgment.
That's right. That's right.
I'm here to, you know, God is the judge, the public, the state's attorney is the devil trying to convict the people out here. But the public defender is supposed to be the church and the people who say they believe it.
That's right.
So you know, so how do you allow things to happen and you're not willing to share with them that God did something for me and he was able to change me?
That's the real talk. That's the real talk.
Something really, you sitting here looking at a woman that got 35 years clean time. And my parents put me in some of the best drug programs. As long as I was there, I stayed clean. When I came out, I did me, but see, I was dangerous because I was a functional addict. See, I worked. You couldn't tell me what to do. And it wasn't until I made it up in my mind and got sick and tired that I let it go. But church hurt is real because when I wanted to celebrate my first year, the first thing I did, I went to my church and invited them to come celebrate with me. And it come to be a sermon. And I have a problem with churches too. And I'm a pastor. You pass judgment. You don't understand. You hurt people. And if you don't understand, then it's so good to partner up with somebody that can help you understand and help the people when they come forth. We don't have a heaven or hell to put anybody in. We all got our imperfections. So what is your imperfection? You're talking about their imperfection. What is your imperfection?
Hey Angie, thanks for that word, Overseer Cole. Palms up to you guys. Can I just get a palms up since I'm not on camera and I'm not able to put my own palms up? Thank y'all. Hey Angie, I want to talk to you for a minute and talk to me a little bit. You recently just got your certificate to be a minister, right? How has that impacted your work, in your opinion, or has it changed?
But you still did. You
Come on, this is your walk.
Yeah.
Come
Whoa.
on, Minister Angie, come on. Let's hear it. Talk to the people.
Yes.
How has getting your certificate as a minister enhanced your work? Has it changed? Is it the same? Just want folks out there that are sitting behind the camera that are listening in to understand the service.
The elevation is great.
How so?
I have my days. Because some days I'm up at 4 in the morning. I still get up 2 o'clock. But some days I have 2:11s.
Okay.
2:11 days.
And tell me what's the 211 day?
I can't tell you that. That's a secret code.
Come on, we all live and you talking about what you can. We gotta be able to be transparent.
A 211 code.
You don't speak for her. Let her speak for herself.
Well, I
She's
gave
a
her the code.
minister. Good. That's why she should be able to repeat it. Come on, let's be real with you.
211 code is that I'm gonna bust the hell out of somebody.
Why?
Because it just gets overwhelming some days.
And how do you deal with that?
I got to bring myself back down to saying, Angela, you don't have to go that way today.
That's right.
And you got to remember, my salvation is worth more than me losing it.
That's right. That's
And you're better than that. And you're that woman. And you don't have to go like that. And that pen is my mighty sword today.
That's right.
And I don't have to give you a military butt whooping.
Palms up to you, Queen. Okay. Palms up. I've got to pull it out of you because I want you to know that your
well, y'all
is
know
real.
that I come from Southeast Woodland.
It's all good, but guess what? Sometimes it don't matter the geography. It matters about what's going on inside of your heart.
Okay, but what's inside of me is that whatever I do, it comes from the heart.
Good.
And I keep it real in 100. And my overseer is sitting right here to the right. And she'll tell you quick. I got to keep this inside because if not, she'll punch me. Excuse me.
The good thing about your work is that this is about real people helping real people,
There
right?
you go.
And the
And
fact
what
that
I
you
do-
we come from all walks of life.
Exactly.
There is not a particular title that you have to have in order to come out here and help everyday people.
And I do
And
it.
that's what I want to get across.
Right.
And you don't have to care.
Right.
Why do you care?
And I come out here to do work, and then like with the Billionaire Girls Women's Club, I had to really do a lot, Dr. Rhonda. And I had to take my personal number off and get another number because it was becoming to be overwhelming.
Well, let's back up for a minute. Why do you care? Why do you do the work?
Because that's what I love to do, and I like helping people. Because that's what's instilled in me. And my grandmother, who I just funeralized in March, she said, Angie, don't never stop being the girl that I taught you to be. Always be yourself and do the work that God has instilled in you. Because that's what you are here to do. And that's what God called you to do.
Awesome, Queen. Palms up to you. We are so proud and honored to be able to work alongside you, to be able to showcase your work. Guys, it's your girl, it's the Palms Up Show, and we are here in Baltimore on location just to give you an idea of the aesthetics and what's going on. We are at the intersection of Pennsylvania and North Avenue down here where our people are, right? We got issues in D.C., but also we have the same issues in Baltimore. So we're out here making sure that you know that it doesn't matter the geography. If it's still impacting our people, then we're supposed to care and get involved. Guys, I want you to know drug addiction is real. I want you to know that when someone's going through drug addiction, are you able to recognize the signs? We've got a beautiful soldier here that's joining in, Brother Sutton. And Brother Sutton, when we talk about ODing and we talk about coming across someone with constricted pupils, cold, clammy skin, someone who's showing confusion, convulsions, someone who's extremely drowsy or slow breathing, that's a real moment, right? And now we got it where they're letting us get certified to administer the naloxone. Talk to me a little bit. Have you ever had to deal with someone in that state, and how did that impact you? If you had you overseen seen it. I just want to talk about real stuff today on this Palms Up show. Because drug addiction is something that unless it's impacting us directly, we tend to walk past it and look, like you said, point fingers and start talking about stuff. But have you been in the trenches and have you had to deal with someone in a drug addicted state?
Oh yes, a number of times, and you can see those glassy eyes. You can see, I mean, the worst is when I'm seeing them younger and younger, and when you see them leaning over, you see them leaning back, and 15 years old, 16 years, not at school, not even able to go to school because they're not able to even pay attention in the class because of what they're dealing with. And so the only way, see, all of this, just like how violence is, it's relational.
Yeah.
You have to have a relationship. It's hard to make somebody do something and they have no relationship with you. So those people that just run up and say, yeah, you pull your pants up and get a job, well, how are you going to help them?
Come on
Did
now.
you teach him how to fill out a resume?
That's right.
Did you help him get a belt? Because he
right.
needed a belt. That's why his pants is hanging down. Meaning, like, so a lot of people, what I've been saying is people been using, you know, what I call an 8-track solution for an iPhone problem. Meaning
Tell them again,
they are
brother.
outdated with what they're
Yesterday's
doing.
understanding for today's reality.
Just like this lady that was staying in here for a while, she just whispered. She said, "I really enjoyed what you said in your testimony." She said, "And I was out there." And she said, "And I'm trying to get myself together." But so why I'm thinking that I came here for everybody else.
That's right.
Some of them was here for me.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
So the brother that was pushing the trash can, he was like, "Man, we your church, and I want to go where you at."
That's right.
He encouraged me.
That's
so
right.
the brother that had the tennis shoes and things, he was like, "Man, I came home and I want to reconnect with my son, man." He was like, "You encouraged me," and so he encouraged me. And so that the way up is the way down.
That's right.
So if you can't come out here, you ain't no pastor.
That's right.
If you can't come out here, you're not no apostle with no
now.
bishop.
Come on
Because you
now.
know,
Talk,
because
brother.
those titles don't mean
They don't
nothing.
mean nothing.
Because at the end of the day,
right.
they don't care about no title that you paid for or somebody gave you. You know what I'm saying? They have to see the God in you.
That's right.
They have to see the love in you. And so you have to be able to love some people beyond themselves.
That's
You
right.
have to sometimes love the unlovable.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? When they say only the mother can love, you
That's
have to be
real
able to love the unlovable. Because sometimes the mother don't even love
Come
them.
on now. Our
So
children
we
being
have to,
raised by unhealthy adults. We got to speak
Exactly.
on it. Everybody got the answer, but we talk about that accountability word. Thank you, brother. You're talking some real stuff, guys. This is Brother Sutton, and we over here in Baltimore. Where we at the intersection of North and Pennsylvania Avenue. Everywhere in the urban city, you got a
Freddie Gray
Pennsylvania
was.
Avenue.
Yeah, the Freddie Gray situation.
With the Freddie Gray situation. For
here,
those of you
right
already
here,
know the history
right
in
here.
Baltimore.
Right here, one block
Right
over.
here. We're at the intersection of Pennsylvania Avenue and West North Avenue in Baltimore. Guys, I want you to know the issues plaguing our community are real. Today we're talking to a real sister, a real one out here every day helping somebody get through something. Hey, Angie, what are some of the things that they're coming through and talking to you about when you are doing your outreach, those that are addicted? What are some of the things that you hear are plaguing them and why they're still going through?
Okay,
Sister Rhonda, I got to get on the Palm Up show. I got to be able to tell it. I got to let them know
Sister
what's going on
Rhonda,
in them streets in
it
Baltimore.
just-
So we done drove up 95
Okay, look,
from
Dr.
DC. You got me messed up,
Dr.
Palms
Rhonda.
Up. What are you
Doc-
hearing out here? Come on and talk. Don't get tongue-tied now.
Walk it out, Dr. Ronnie.
Come on.
It's terrible.
What terrible
It's
how? What are you hearing? Can they eat? They ain't got no food? Can they find a job? Talk
No,
to
we
me.
out
Kids
here.
off drugs?
We're trying to give them food. We're trying to get them in the program. I'm out here with Michael and Kevin. We're trying to get them in a program. We're trying to get. It's about to get cold.
How is that working
It's already.
for you? That's a good
We done
point,
signed
too,
up.
about the
How many people,
weather.
Kevin? 3, because of HIPAA laws.
Okay.
I mean, we signed up, Kevin. No, I'm talking to Kevin, Michael.
Awesome.
We
Kevin?
signed up because of HIPAA law. We can't give
No,
this-
we don't need details. Just give
Okay,
us the
we
overview.
signed up about 4 or 5 tonight.
How does something like that work? And understand, Angie, I'm asking so
Okay.
that the people that
We
don't
signed up.
hold on one minute.
Okay.
I'm asking specifics so that the folks that would not ordinarily take the time to hear this, the folks that might want to get involved, they want to understand it, and so I'd like for you to help them understand what's the reality of the experience, right? So when I come to the table and then I get a bag of food or whatever other outreach you're providing, How are you able to engage me if I need help for drugs?
Okay.
How does that look
Okay.
or work?
All right. Like right now.
Okay.
Can I show you?
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
You want to ask them if it's okay first before we just come over?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to put anybody on camera that doesn't want to be on camera.
Let me do this.
Overseer
Stay
Coles, as you see
Stay right
Angie
here.
go over to meet one of our community members so that we can maybe talk.
Young
from a
lady,
real
would you like to
perspective.
come up?
What grabs you as you're sitting here at the corner of Pennsylvania and West North Avenue in Baltimore? What grabs you?
We in a different location, but it's all the same.
Looks the
struggle.
same, doesn't it? The picture
All the
still
same
looks the same. That's right. And that's why it's so silly when we hear things like, oh, DC and Baltimore don't. If we keep perpetuating and fueling these ridiculous understandings, we'll never be able to unify as a people. We have bigger issues affecting our populations, and it's time that we come back to the table. Those of us that can relate to what we're talking about. Angie's going to help
All right,
us to
she doesn't
introduce us to
mind.
one of our citizens.
All right, hold on.
And I want you to see in real time what our outreach looks like. It's easy to judge, but when you get out here and do the work, then what? Angie, does your citizen have an... How you doing, Queen?
Hi.
Thanks so
Would you
much
like-
for doing this.
Hi, baby. I'm Minister Angela Valentine. I have some bags of food. We have water, chips, sandwich, turkey and cheese sandwich, water and chips. I'm Minister Angela Valentine of Kingdom Outreach Ministry. My overseer is Dr. Ann Coles II. Here's a sandwich. Here's my business card. A Billionaire Girls Outreach Ministry. Would you like prayer?
Yes, and I also do prayer. Hi, family. My
Hi,
name
Queen.
is Tanya. I am a spiritual motivational speaker.
Hi, Tanya. Palms up to you, Queen.
By right and by the spirituality of the Most High God,
Yes.
Almighty from the heavenly realm.
Yes.
I have been baptized numerous of times in numerous areas. And I love to speak in my spirituality and in my devotionals that I like to do.
Yes.
And as I read the devotional, I further reiterate on the devotional that I have read. And I, from my spiritual knowledge and my spiritual speaking
Yes.
that I get from the heavenly realm, I further reiterate on what I have read. So my speaking and my reading and my speaking, I hope can further bring a spiritual opening to whomever is reading it and a spiritual understanding. So I like to do that.
Amen. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate your bravery for even going on camera and helping us to understand a beautiful soul out here offering spiritual awareness and guidance. And I understand that Minister Angie is going to pray with you. Thank you, Queen. We appreciate you. You know you're helping somebody out there, and that's all it's about, each one helping one. So thank you. Thank you so much. Guys, as Sister Angie prays with our dear Queen, I want you guys to know something. As you heard Overseer say, we might be in a different geographical location, but the picture's still the same, guys. And we can all do something. So rather than sit out here and judge, let's make sure that we're doing something to be better about being a part of the solution. Angie talked about some of our babies being in the morgue, 5 and under, and the reality is that we've got a teen problem with our drug problem. We've been looking at these populations between DC and Baltimore, and we're seemingly going through the same thing. Did you know that Baltimore, thank you so much, Queen, did you know that when we talk about the drug epidemic and the drug overdoses rate, that Baltimore is the worst in the country? Did you know that Centers for Disease Control indicates that not only is Baltimore, but DC, of course, is in the top 5. So I want to share some statistics with you while Sister Angie shifts gears and finishes to talk to us this evening. But guys, did you know that in the top 5, what we've got is Baltimore? I wrote it down for us so I'd be able to tell you. And let's see if I can read my own writing. That's real funny. But we've got Baltimore. We've got Tennessee, I believe, was in the 2nd place. We've got Philadelphia, right? And we've got Indiana coming in 4th place and DC in 5th. So again, the geography may change, but the reality of the situations are all the same. We're losing our people, and we've got to be able to do just what we're doing today, which is show up, have the conversations, get our street soldiers out here. There's our brother Sutton, Ted Sutton, who was brave enough and willing to help us understand his work. I hope you will share the feed and share the message. What would it look like if we just all came together? What would it look like if we just showed up for our children? What would it look like if we showed up for our women? We know how women are the nurturers in the community. Guys, it's time for us to stop talking about it and be about it. This is a beautiful soul, Angela Valentine, Minister Angela Valentine, out here under the covering of Kingdom Church and Kingdom Outreach Ministries, I should say. And she does a beautiful thing. She comes out, it's in her heart to do. She's had a walk with it herself, but she realized that unless we're out here doing the work, helping our people to know that we care, then they're not going to care that we know. You know, they're not going to care that we out here. Not until they know you care will they care to know. Remember that. We're out here at the intersection of Pennsylvania Avenue and West North Avenue in Baltimore. We could be sitting on Martin Luther King Avenue or Pennsylvania Avenue and Alabama Avenue, and it would just look no different because we are supposed to be one, guys. We don't need third-party approval to come back together. So we need to stop getting caught up in these third-party conversations and understand, palms up, we can all do something. And Sister Minister Angela Valentine is out here making a difference. As you heard her say, giving bags of food. She's out here. She's got her soldiers out here. They signed up people for the drug treatment centers. Guys, we can all do something, palms up. Hey, Minister Sutton, I don't ordain you now. Hey, Ted, while we sit here and we talk about the reality of all of the issues plaguing our communities, what comes to mind for you when you talk about looking on the horizon? You talked about the reality, which is something that we speak on all the time as mental health advocates. We can't address today's mental health realities with yesterday's understandings. You know, the stigma, we've got to keep attacking that because they're beating us economically, beating us with the legislation. I mean, they're just kicking our behinds and they keep these drugs permeated through our community. Overseas was talking about the fact that Congress, they're just not doing enough. We advocate for families on dialysis, and we're finding out they're making money off of us there. Everywhere we turn, if we pay attention, they taking it to us, right? What comes to mind?
These culture vultures have seen certain places as opportunities, not as communities. And so what we have to do is learn how can we put the neighbor back in the hood, and not just it being the hood, but it being a neighborhood. Like how when you got in trouble, your parents' friends made sure that they checked you. You know what I'm saying? But now, you can't say nothing to them. You know what I'm saying? In the situation in school, you have no parents don't show up for PTA. But then if you say something harsh to their child, they run up there and want to fight you.
Yeah, absolutely.
We have to be able to go back to certain old school ways, and then also with a new spin on it, because we have to understand this is a new child. Even the trauma of going through the pandemic and the coronavirus, a lot of children were traumatized. You know what I'm saying? She's doing an interview right now, brother. You know what I'm saying? And so, that was just how it was. And so that was just pretty much just how that is.
That's right.
But the real deal is that, so just like what we were doing, brother, is we was giving out some food, chips, and water a little earlier. But also for people that needed mental health issues, for people that had drug problems, drug treatments, we were actually trying to see how could we assist in any kind of way. So, first, as far as feeding, but then if somebody else, and then also if somebody wanted prayer, they could get that too. So this is a one-stop shop save, you know what I'm saying, right here. You know what I'm saying? So that was just pretty much just how that was, So, but I personally, I work with gang members. And I work with youth, and because that's who I was. My name was Crazy Ted. I used to be Lil Melvin's god. Well, Lil Melvin was my godfather. And after I changed my life, because I was the enforcer out there. Carried the sawed-off shotgun, did all of this stuff, man, and God gave me a second chance after I asked for God to give me a second chance in the military courthouse building. When the judge said when they were all trying to give me 15 to 20 years at the time, changed my life around. So now I go around the world working with Vice Lord, Latin King, BGF, Blood, and the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm right from here. But I go all over. When you say that, Archites. You know what I'm saying? That would be more Archites. But I had a crew over on Lafayette Courts, Flag House, you know what I'm saying, Pimlico Road, you know, and the whole nine. So that's what I do.
Hey guys, it's your girl. We out here and we just want to give it to you real right here on the spot. Angie has another citizen that she wanted to introduce us to. In the meantime, you hear Brother Ted Sutton breaking down and getting that word out to our brothers, because that's what it's going to take. Everything starts with a conversation, open hearts and open minds. Hey Angie, who you got you want to introduce us to? Palms up out there. Please share the feed and let them know. Sometimes we got to come on this block and talk about it. How's it going, Soldier?
Hello, how you doing
Welcome
today?
to the Palms Up Show. Palms Up Show, where we come out, give God the glory, and try to see what we can do face to face to help out people, either by helping get the services to you, helping to get a word to you, helping to pray with you, just letting you know that we care and that we're trying, right? Because the only way we get out of this is if we do something different. So I understand that you know our dear sister here, Angie, and she said you wanted to share a few words with us, and we thank you for welcoming us to your beautiful city, even if we didn't know we were coming. You know, we came up the Beltway from D.C. all the way just to come meet our folks, right? How's it going? What's your name?
My name is Louis.
Nice to meet you, Louis. You got a word for us today?
Well, I'm thankful.
Yeah.
And I'm glad to see that y'all, this mental health thing down here. Because
Yes.
It's really needed.
Yes.
You know, it's definitely really needed.
Yes, and we're talking about these drugs ravishing point of a negativity, but just from the education, because, you know, we believe only we can save us, but the way we do that is we help those folks out there get educated and understand the struggles, understand that it's real, the walk is real, and then understanding how we might be able to help out. Our children are coming down the lane, right? And so we've got to figure out at what point do we help to break the cycles. So we're just out here trying to humbly, with open hearts, open minds. Minister Angela invited us to come up and just understand conditions on the ground and talk to some real ones. And you seem like you're a real one, because not a lot of folk want to talk to this camera, and I get that.
About mental health. About mental
Yeah.
health.
So you got a word you want to leave with us before we wrap up? I love meeting my people, and I thank you for speaking out, you know?
Just peace and blessings to everybody, you know. And,
That's right.
you know,
Message for our youth and these drugs and these
especially the
crimes.
youth and these guns that's out here in the streets. You know, it's terrible the way the youth are now. They cares nothing about living past their 20s.
That's right. That's right. And that's why we're out here talking about it. These guns going off every day. We keep burying out. We hollowing out our families, right? And who's going to be at the family reunion, you know? And then with our health issues, we're losing one part of the population. And then with these drugs and these guns, we're losing the other part of the population. And we still turn on the TV and social media to see what's going on. I guess we're waiting for us to be gone.
And I see a lot of these youths don't know they killing each other, they family members.
Yeah.
A lot of us here are family, you know, and their cousins, they don't know that they're going against family.
That's real talk.
You know,
That's real
they
talk.
are really-
But you know, it took a soldier to catch me and pull me up in them streets. You know, we ain't always know what to do, right? It took me a minute being the daughter of drug addiction and schizophrenia. I had lost my way too, but it took an old head to grab me up and say, look at here, you know. And so that's what I believe that we're missing, our big mamas and our men coming down the lane. But there's youth, they ain't got no fear. They talking to you like, you know, who are you? What you know? You know, and we got to do something about that. So I just thank you, brother. And you just know that down there in D.C., there's some folk that's walking this walk with you. We appreciate you for talking about it, because this is how we're going to get this done. We got to open up, you know. We got to talk about it. Everybody peeping saying, what they doing over there? But you came over here to get on camera to let it be known that you got a good message and a good word and that you care.
Not particularly to get on camera.
No, but to get the word out, to support what's going on. And that's what it's about. We need more of you. And I thank you. Thank you so much. And Palms Up is our show, and that's our little motion. We put our hands up to God, because it could always be worse, but we can always do something to make it better. So palms up to you, soldier. And thanks so much. All right. Have a great one, okay? right, and keep on keeping on. Hey guys, this is what the crew looks like out here doing outreach every day. Never know who gonna walk up, but that's what that street cred is all about. You know, you gotta let them know. You know, those of you in the corporate world with your resumes and stuff and your titles and stuff talking about you do this and you from here, you better know that conversation when you on the block and they walk up, right? It's about that street cred, and most of us know about it because we come from it. But guys, we need to stop perpetrating. Our children are dying. Our young families are struggling. Our mental health, whether or not it's diagnosed or undiagnosed, is necessary to have conversations about it. Ain't nothing wrong with you. We all got something going on. We are people that come from the struggle, but we can rise above, guys. We need you out there raising your hands, understanding that it's about a conversation. And if you're calling yourself a Christian and all these other folk in the clergy and you ain't been out here on the block, I don't know what you're doing, who you helping and who you saving, because the folks that need you are out here. Hey, Sister Angie. I want to thank you so much. You and your team. And man, we didn't get your name. Did you want to give us your name?
Go on, talk, Kevin.
Kevin. Hey, Kevin, thank you so much for this work out here you're doing. A lot of times we do this work and there's no thank you, right? You in drug treatment now? Oh, awesome. Thank you for even talking about it.
6 years clean.
6 years? Oh, palms up, brother. That's worth celebrating. It's folks that can't even do 6 minutes. You hear what I'm saying? But it's possible.
I came out here and got a program from New York.
You got in a program from New York. How did you think? What do you think is working for you? Because I hear so many that come through the program that still go through. What do you think's working for you?
Grand Journey is a good place for people that really want it.
You really want it. And that's the key.
It's helping me, you know. It's really helping me, you know.
Yeah.
But if it didn't, I'd have been left.
Yeah. Hey, Soldier, I want you to know I'm honored to meet you today. I didn't even know that I would. My dad, he struggled. I wish he was still here to be sitting beside you in that program.
I came straight home. I did 30 years.
30? Okay.
Came out here and tried something new now.
Trying something new. Ain't nothing wrong with that, brother. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey guys, why don't you just try something new out there if you're going through? I want you to know we're real people with real situations, and that's why we come out here to connect to the block. That title don't mean anything if you can't come out and have a regular conversation with our people. We out here with Sister Angela Valentine, recently Minister Valentine. Palms up out here praying for folk, giving them bags of food, connecting with our OGs, letting them know what it is, and making sure that the block knows that if you want that prayer, if you want out, if you want help, then help is available. Guys, this your girl. We out here in Baltimore. We wanted to bring this Palms Up show on the road to let you guys know that our problems are real, whether they're in D.C., Baltimore, you name it. I want you to know we all can do something. Our people are perishing, guys. We're losing our children. How many more social media messages, shows, requests must we send out for you to show up and get involved? Don't talk about it, be about it out there. It's your girl. Hey, Angie, you got any closeout messages you want to tell the folks?
Give yourself a chance, and there's hope, and just want to live. Ain't nothing wrong with change. Because look at me.
That's right. Look at me. Hey guys out there, will you please join me in giving Angie a big palms up? We can't see you, but I know you're doing it because I know you're loyal. This is what it looks like to serve God. This is what it looks like to serve your people and to put it above your own feelings and wishes. Guys, this ain't about no judgment. Ain't nobody got time for no judgment. This is real life out here. And if we don't get this together, our babies are going to come down the lane. You heard us talk about the overdoses from fentanyl, the opioid reality. And now we got something called Xylazine. It's creating flesh open wounds. Guys, I'm telling you, do your homework. Get your prayer oils. Come on, put your flat shoes on. Put your hair up in a bun and come out in the community and help us, guys. We got families that are dealing with dialysis realities and dying. We got families that are hungry right now. We got families that can't pay their rent right now, and the programs are all shut down. So, guys, it's real in these streets, and there's enough to drive anyone to want to do a substance, right? Because they're trying to make it through. But guys, with good folks out here like Angela, the Palms Up Show, and many of you, we can help get our people through these times. You got to go through it to get through it, Palms Up. And you hear us say all the time, mental health matters. Well, don't nobody care about all of that. they don't understand that you're caring about them. All right, guys, it's your girl. We up here in Baltimore. We told you we was coming up here to put this queen on the camera. I'm so appreciative of her being patient because we were supposed to be up here a week ago. But you know your girl, we always doing something in the community. And wherever our people are, that's where our mission is. Let's get it straight. If what we was doing yesterday was working, we wouldn't have so many still falling apart today. So get out of your heads, get out of yourself, and get out of what you think you know. And come join folks like our dear sister Angie and Overseer Coles, the Palms Up Show, the Healthy DCME Leadership Coalition, our soldier we just met, Mr. Ted Sutton, all of our folks out there, Agape Men, all of our beautiful souls, Jennifer Galencia, Gary down there opening back up his outreach for McPherson Square. Guys, we can all be doing something, and there is no one thing to save our folk. And this many of our folks are still out here, still finding their way to demise, still using substances to get through, not really finding real connections to help them through. Guys, don't tell me you can't do nothing. You can do something. Those guns are going off, the drugs are running rampant, and many of our folks are just looking for somebody that understands and cares. So I want you to know something. In D.C. right now, we understand that the population is right around, sorry about that, 643,000, just a little bit shy of 645,000. Now, let's hear this. We used to be Chocolate City. Ain't no Chocolate City no more. Statistics and their funny math say that 46% are white families and 45% are black families. Doesn't sound like that's a Chocolate City. And so then we look at Baltimore. Baltimore is about 585,000 citizens, and what they have are 62% black and 30% white, roughly. So this is Chocolate City if you want to keep it real. So all you folks down there Beltway talking about DC this and DC that, you better be about it instead of talking about it, because we are losing. We're losing our folk, and it's time to do something about it. So we came to connect our concerns with those up here in Baltimore so you guys can look at this on a larger scale. We are losing the fight. And when you start judging, and when you start walking in that cloth and talking about all this God this and God that, and his people are dying every day, and you're not out here trying to be a part of the solution, then you might as well save that hot air, because we're about realness. Palms up. Hey guys, it's your girl coming up here on location in Baltimore. Thank our beautiful Queen Angie for inviting us and for being so humble and vulnerable to tell us a story, introducing or reintroducing us to a beautiful soldier, Mr. Ted Sutton. He came down our way and put the word down, so he putting that work in. You heard that resume, didn't you? I ain't gonna dare try to touch it. You heard it, didn't you? They out here in these streets. We met some Baltimore soldiers tonight, and I hear as the sun goes down and it gets dark, here come the fireworks. That's right, as you would expect it at West North and Pennsylvania Avenue. Guys, it's your girl. Hey, Overseer, you got something you want to say before we get out of here?
Just stay encouraged. You're worth loving. Ain't no judgment zone. We here to help each other. Because it might be a time you might have to help me when I'm out trying to help you. Love you.
All right.
All right. Palms up. And as you can see, humidity and all, we come on the block. It ain't about no vanity. We out here to see our people and do this work. Hey, guys, until we see you again next week, palms up. Just know that the Healthy DCME Leadership Coalition, and my Mother's Keeper, and all of our auxiliary services and partners in the community are out here to do the work. People are dying, and we don't have the luxury of focusing on one thing when we got a myriad of things going on. So it's your girl. You never know where I'm going to turn up. But right now, we in Baltimore at the corner of West North and Pennsylvania Avenue. We'll be back down in that city soon. God bless you guys. We appreciate you. Please do me a favor. Support Angie's work. Angie, what's your cash app?
$BGWC 2023.
All right. You heard it. Support Angie. Look her up on Facebook at Angela Valentine and help her do this work.
Hey.
She's out here. She's real. Hey, Brother Ted, how do they get in touch with you? Social media or phone?
I'm on IG as Dr. That's Dr. Ted Sutton, and I'm also on Facebook, with Ted Sutton, and that's just pretty much, and my website is actually SuttonHouseVision.com. That is SuttonHouseVision.com.
Awesome. Thank you, brother. We appreciate you. Thanks so much for what you're doing. We appreciate you. Hey guys, it's your girl. We wrapping up. It's a wrap over here at the Penn North Subway. You want the Palms Up show to come on location to you? What you doing out in the community, huh? What you talking about? Who you helping? Come check you out. Let us know about it. Palms Up. Share this feed and let them know. We putting it together because it's time to put an end to these cycles that are killing our families and our children. Palms Up. All right, guys. It's your girl. Always. Mental health matters. Don't ever forget it. All right. Be about it. Don't just talk about it. All right. Bye-bye.
That was good.